Today we will discover about Kritika Nakshatra, and being Sunday today, so it's a nice day to talk about Kritika Nakshatra. Let's see about it. Kritika Nakshatra falls on the between two Rashis. One is Aries, another one is Taurus. There's one Padam which falls into Aries, and there are the next three Padams, they fall into the Taurus Rashi. So that means Kritika actually crosses between two different Rashis. This is one of the reasons why it is called Rashi that cuts. Being a sun is the lord of Kritika, and this house is owned by Mars. Okay, then this is sun. So you can find the influence of sun and Mars. And Kritika lord is Agni. Devadai is Agni. When you say Devadai, it is Agni. So let's see how these factors affect a chart. There are a few things that we should remember when we are trying to decode Kritika Nakshatra. See, just for our information, Kritika to Vishaka, it's called Uttarnarayana Nakshatras. And from Anuradha to Bharni, it is called the Dakshina, the north and south divide. So, as I said, Agni represents Kritika Nakshatra. Agni is represented by two heads, which probably also you can take it as it is splitting two rasis. And it's got three legs. If you properly see in the picture, it is measured as three legs 1, 2, and 3, which means some texts say this as three lokas. Okay, Boloka, Swargaloka, and Patal Loka. So that is the three lokas it said. But in another text, what happens is this is seen as this trichonas is represented by this. Okay, so I have seen a couple of Sanjay's documents in that he will refer this as the three important 159. So that is what he will refer to as in one of the articles. Okay, so when we look at that, so that's one part of it. And then we will see that this lot is generally given to Murgar or Kartikeya. So Kartikeya rides a peacock, and you will see Krishna carrying peacock, adorning his head with a peacock feather. But basically saying that he can ward off or make the snakes fear of him. Okay, that is one indication that is given. Another thing that we know is when you have fire, you can melt or you can weld things together. So that is also one more indication that two rasis when it is spreading. So you could either weld it or you can melt things. So another way to see that thing is when it is hard, you can make it very sharp and you can kill somebody. At the same time, when you heat it up, it can be molded into anything. So that is how you have to analyze any chart that comes along with this particular nakshatra. Okay, let's see a couple of stories that are associated with Kritika Nakshatra. One particular story that is it's called a forest book or a forest story, which it is part of Mahabharata. It is called Vanaparva. So in that there's a person by the name Markandeya. So he narrates a story for Swaha. Okay, Swaha is what you do when you do Yagnam. You always do the puja and then you say Swaha. Swa is me, Swayam. Ha is giving up or giving out. It's like sun giving light the light. So whenever we put something into the Yagnam, so you say Swaha. So I am giving up. So I am giving up, giving myself up. That is what is the meaning of Swaha. There are some stories associated with it so that we could analyze the chart based on that. Okay. So Swaha, there's a story that has been described to Pandavas. Swaha was a daughter of Dakshaya's daughter. So when and the seven rishis were doing yagnam, and along with their wives, when they were doing the fire, when they're doing it, so fire god was Agni, who is Agni. He was looking at all the rituals that is happening, sacrifices that is happening on the ritual. And this Daksha's daughter Swaha, she falls in love with Agni. But Agni does not bother to see her, and he keeps on looking at the sacrifices and the rituals that is being performed there. But in between, he is found, he sees himself that no, he is not able to resist the beauty of the wives of the Saptarishis. So he starts seeing it, he couldn't stop seeing them. So once the Yagnam is over, he feels very bad about what he is doing, about desiring about others' wife. So he retreats to forest to do penance to come out of that thought. But Swaha, being in love with Agni, follows him to the forest, and he does not even bother about Swaha. So Swaha decides to see how to convince this Agni. So she transforms herself as the Rishi's wife. This Rishi's wives, all the Sapta Rishis' wives. So seeing, then she goes to Agni to have a relationship with him. And Agni, seeing the wives of the Rishis coming on their own, which is personified by Swaha. So he breaks this thing, and he has a relationship with that, and out of that relationship, she is able to come as six kanyas or six wives of the rishis. She is not able to take the role of Arungadi, who is very devoted to her husband. So once that happens, Rishi realizes that what Swaha is doing. And in between, what Swaha does is every time that she had a relationship with her, she has been saving the sperms in a golden pot in a cave. So she saves up to six. The seventh she is not able to do. By the time the Agni finds it out, and he gets angry. At the same time, he excuses her, saying that even though I had a desire, my desire has been fulfilled without breaking the rules. Okay, so in that way he excuses her, and he says, okay, you can excuse me, but I should be part of the ritual. So that is why he says, okay, everybody will say Swaha before putting the offering into the Agnahundi for Agni. So that's how this Swaha word has been used in when you do the what you call Yagnam and other things. So Swaha, the story is about Swaha deceiving Agni into a conjugal relationship, and thereby transferring it. Then the Saptarishis also are saved. Her wife is also saved, and Agni is also saved by not looking at the Saptarishis' wife. So because if something has happened really, then Saptarishis would not have kept quiet, and they would have given the curse to Agni. So on that basis, he accepts us as consort, and that's the story about how and this six sperms that he has collected, 6 times sperms, that is what is said to be Skanda born. Skanda or Murgar, that is called, is what Skanda is born. There's one more story where the Murgar is taken care by six kanyas. So that is another story that is connected. So let's stop here and let's proceed and see. There's one more story connected with Agni. So what you have to see here is son. With this thing, he has got an eye for other ladies, but at the same time, he is honest himself that he does not want to touch the married females. So he is that way ethical. But if somebody comes like that, he is not going. He is going to use them, and he is going to reward them. So that's the way you have to see this. That's one of the way to see it. Okay, so let's see the next story that is there. Okay, this story is about Kartikeya and Tarkasura. Okay, so there Skanda happens to be the sibling or the offspring of Shiva and Parvati. So he is also perceived as Agni. He is also progeny of Agni. That's how we say Kartika. Okay, yeah, so there is a Asura by the name Tarkasura. So he has received a boon that he will be only killed by somebody as a 7 years old child. So with that boon, so he goes and keeps on disturbing all the celestial things, goes to all the gods and kills them or destroys them or throws them out of their position, does that because he knows nobody can kill him except a 7-year-old kid. So then to do this, Shiva has to have a kid, and Shiva happens to be in some meditation or a penance after the loss of his first wife called Sati. So there is this Manmadan, okay, he comes there and he puts an arrow and he spoils his what you call penance, and that's how he goes and meets Parvati, and through that is what Karthik is born. And he is the one, when he reaches the age of 7, meets Tarkasura and Surpadma and kills both of them. And Skanda's vehicle happens to be peacock, and he has got a weapon, spear. And we all know they got married to he got married to Devyani, the daughter of Vali, and Devani, daughter of Indra. So that's the one more story about Kartika. So this the first one depicted how the sun behaves. The second one is depicting how even a child thing, smart thing, can go and kill a demon. At the same time, he can be of a warrior kind. So there are two stories that are here. So we'll have to use these stories to remember the Kartika's nature of it. Okay. So let's go and see how each Kartika Nakshatra looks. Kritika. Krit means to cut. Okay, that's where it comes. So now you can even say that two Rashis are cut there. Okay. So there is one pada of Kritika Nakshatra that is in the Mesha Rasi. So you'll have to see that, and the D9 for it falls on Jupiter. So those who are born on the first one, pada, they are very generous, very spiritual. Okay, they have high moral rights because even though if you look at the first story, even though the rishi he fell for the rishi's wives, he didn't. He went for a penance because he wanted to keep it moral. But he had affair with somebody else in it, but he didn't spoil the show. So you that, but they will be very straightforward, blunt. That kind of a character is what you can see. They're well educated. They are ready to sacrifice themselves. A bit arrogant and very bossy kind of a nature is what you will find in the first Kirtika Pada, because that falls onto Mars's house. Sun happens to be exalted there, and now you mix up the story that I told you and then you try to understand what would be the character of the first pada. And Guru also you take, because the D9 falls onto the Dhanusha Rashi. You take that character, then you decide for the first pada. Then you say second nakshatra pada. When you talk about second nakshatra pada, it is from the Capricorn. Capricorn is owned by Saturn. So it is the second pada. Generally, Saturn is very slow, stable. It does not take decision just like that. Very structured. If somebody has to be punished, it will sit and punish. So like that. So very balanced. So obviously it will not take haphazard decisions because it is very balanced. Very serious in the approach. And now you have to see that the owner for the second pada is Venus, because it is in Taurus. It is Venus. So you have to pick up that characters. Then you have to pick up the Shani's characters from Capricorn. Then try to decipher that. Okay. So generally they are very creative. Okay. They have a lot of material gains because Venus is very effective there. They normally have a lot of luxurious life. They are good in business, networking, things like that. They are with government jobs and other things, all they will do. They are very good, and they are known for gains through their mothers. Okay, so like that is what you have to see the Kritika second pada. The third pada, when it comes up, okay, when the third pada it comes up, it is Aquarius, ruled by Saturn. Those born in the third, born in the nakshatra, very curious. They are well learned. They have interest in astrology, tantrics, no, occult science basically. That is what they are good in. They are future. They think about the future. Being this 11th nakshatra of the zodiac, that is where Aquarius falls. So they are future oriented. So they have a lot of interest on the science, social networking, engineering, those kind of characters is what you will see in that. When Kritika Nakshatra falls on the fourth pada, it falls onto Spices. Spices is again Guru's Nakshatra. So this Nakshatra very emotional. Okay, because if you look at it, the fourth pada falls onto Taurus, which is Venus, and Venus gets exalted in Spices, and that's how it will react very emotionally. They will react. They will be very humanitarian because Venus is the one which is willing to give rebirth to the demons. In fact, Mrityunjaya mantra came from Venus. So that's how so human they are. So they want to bring people to life. Okay, so that is what is this character about, the Venus character. So they can be very good singers, writers, poets. All can be seen from the fourth pada, and they like to travel around the world, and they normally travel a lot. They show a lot of interest in anything, any knowledgeable foreign place, foreign things, and they like very soft and very cool and balanced spending time alone. They don't want to waste their time on something else. They want to generally have a very pleasant life, and that is how you can see the fourth pada. Now there is one more thing that today happens to be Kartika Deepam, which is indicated of Kartigai, and my house is fully lit with oil lamps. So nice to see today. So with this, I will try to conclude Kritika Nakshatra. We'll post the other nakshatras in the coming days. If you wish to talk about any specific nakshatra or any specific detail about astrology, do comment it. I will try to post the details very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.